everybody, my name is Colin59. Welcome back to another video. Today, in this one, is going to be my complete in-depth guide on the new Radiant Typhoon archetype that's going to be coming out of Doom of Dimensions. As you can see, the video is super long. Now, there is timestamps in the link in the description down below to help you kind of skip towards the things you're trying to get to. Hopefully that does help you out. At the beginning of the video, we'll be talking about the cards themselves, going over explaining what the cards do. This is for people who don't know what the cards do but want to understand what the cards do. That's what that portion of the video is for. Then we go over the pure deck list and show you combos with the pure deck list as well. And then after that, we go over engines you can be using in the deck as well. Things like Fiendsmith, Runick, and Goblin Biker is what we're going to be talking about today. So yeah, if you do enjoy this type of content, please consider liking the video, and if you do like my content on the channel, consider subscribing as well. But without further ado, let's get straight into the video. Alrighty, now on to the card analysis portion of the video here. Now, if you already know what the cards do, there will be timestamps in the link in the description down below to help you skip towards the portion of the video you want to get to. But this is going to be the video portion of the video where, if you don't know what the cards do, this is me going over them and trying to help you understand what the cards do. Let me put this a little bit more down, and let's get into the card analysis, shall we? So now, another thing I will say as well is they're not called Radiant Typhoon in the dueling book thing I'm using. They're still going by their OCG name, which is Magnificent Storming. That's not the name in the TCG. The TCG name is Radiant Typhoon. Now, I do have all the names here that they did change it because they did switch up their names just a little bit. But if it's a little confusing, I do apologize, but they are Radiant Typhoons instead of Magnificent Storming now. So this one, Magnificent Storming Erdom, is now changed to Radiant Typhoon Eldom. So instead of Erdom, it's Eldom. It's an L instead of an R. It's a beast, wind, level 3 monster with 1300 attack and 800 defense. Its effects read: if you have a mystical space typhoon in your graveyard or your opponent controls no spell traps, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon this card once per turn this way. If this card is no longer special summon, you can add a Magnificent Storm. Now, this is most likely just going to be Radiant Typhoon monster or one mystical space typhoon from your deck to your hand, except for himself. You can only use this effect of Erdom or Eldom once per turn. So basically, a free special summon if your opponent controls no spell traps in their graveyard, or if you have a mystical space typhoon in your graveyard. Now, all the level 3s have this type of effect, where if your opponent controls no spell traps, or if there's an MST in the graveyard, they can just free special themselves, which is pretty nice. And then this one on normal special will search any monster within the archetype, which is pretty nice as well. So free level 3 special summon that can search a monster in its archetype, not bad. Next thing up here is actually, I want to do this one here, is Suwen. Suwen is now it's now Radiant Typhoon Swen. Instead of a U, it's a W now. So that, pretty much the same name, but, they kind of switched it up. It's a level 3 Beast Warrior with 1600 attack, 400 defense, and it's a level 3 Wind monster as well. If you have a mystical space typhoon in your graveyard, or if your opponent controls no spell traps, you can special summon this card from your hand. Again, the same condition as the other one, where you can just free special itself because your opponent either has no spell traps or you have an MST in your graveyard. You can only special summon this once per turn this way. If this card is no more special summon, you can add one Radiant Typhoon spell trap or one MST from your deck to your hand. So again, pretty much the same thing as this guy, but instead of searching a monster, it searches for a spell trap instead. So you can search for any of these guys instead. So again, not bad. So you have 2 level 3s that free special themselves. One will search a monster from the archetype, and one will search for a spell trap within the archetype. So really not bad. Free extenders as well, not that bad. Next thing up here is Radiant Typhoon. Let me see the TCG name here. It's Meghala. So it's basically the same thing, but it has an H in there instead. So, pretty much the same name, but, a little bit different. It's a level 3 wind fairy monster with 500 attack and 1500 defense. If you have a mystical space typhoon in your graveyard, or if your opponent controls no spell traps, you can special summon this card from your hand. So again, the same condition as either your opponent controls no spell trap, or you have an MST. If you don't know what the card I've been saying, this is what mystical space typhoon is. It's MST. That's what I kind of abbreviated for. A lot of people will abbreviate it this way. It's called MST because it's been in the game for that long, that a lot of people just abbreviate it at this point. So this is the card that they want in graveyard for these guys to special summon themselves, or your opponent controls no spell traps. Then you can only special summon this turn once per turn this way. And then if a Radiant Typhoon Quick Play spell card or Mystical Space Typhoon is activated, you can special summon one Magnificent Storm monster from your deck with a different name as the monster's from monsters you control. Also, you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for wind monsters. So not that bad. So if you either activate MST or any of these quick play spells here, you can special summon a Magnificent monster with a different name from cards you control. So if this is the only card that's on your field, you can special summon any of these guys. But obviously, if you have these guys on field, you can't special summon them. Not that bad. So it's just a guy that can special from the deck, but it does lock you into wind monsters. So these guys didn't lock you into wind monsters, but this one does lock you into wind monsters for the rest of the turn. But again, not bad. They're all wind monsters, so that doesn't really necessarily matter. It only matters for like extra deck plays, but still not that bad of a card. Being able to special itself and then being able to special summon a Radiant Typhoon monster from the deck, as long as you activate either MST or one of the quick play spell cards, is actually not that bad. Next thing up here is Radiant Typhoon. I think it's still Karatha. I think it's just spelled with a K. Let me make sure I'm correct on that. Again, I have everything on my phone right here. Yes, it's the same thing, but it's spelled with a K instead. And it's a level 6 Wing Beast monster with 2200 attack and 1200 defense. And effects read as follows: cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects while your opponent controls no spell trap cards. You can only use each of the following effects of this card once per turn. If a quick play spell card is activated, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Radiant Typhoon card or one Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck and or graveyard to your hand, except for this card, and you cannot special summon for the rest of the turn except for wind monsters. So not a bad effect. So not only can it special itself if you activate not only any of these guys or MST, but any quick play in general is really, really good. Being able to have that free special summoning, especially since you can probably load up on a lot of quick play spells, really, really good. Also being able to search for a Radiant Typhoon card and or an MST, so you can do both of them out of either the deck or graveyard, is really, really insane as well. A very insane card for the archetype, but it does lock you into wind monsters like Megala does. But again, most of the archetype is, or all the archetype is wind, so that doesn't necessarily matter that much. Again, matters for extra deck plays, but for the archetype itself, you getting locked into wind monsters pretty much do nothing. But this card, very insane for the archetype. Next thing up here is, they did change the name of this, if I'm not mistaken. So this one is called Radiant Typhoon Phonix the Great Flame. Now it's called Great Pyro Phoenix here on Dueling Book, because again, this is the OCG name of the card here. So this one is called Phonix the Great Flame. I think it's a level 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Level 9 wind pyro monster with 3000 attack and 0 defense. And effects read as follow: if a quick play spell card is activated except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If a quick play spell card is activated except during the damage step, you can target 2 cards your opponent controls, shuffle them into the deck. And if you have a Mystical Space Typhoon is activated while this card's in your graveyard, you can special summon this card as well. So it has 2 different ways to summon it. From summoning it from the hand, you just need to activate a quick play spell, which is insane. If you activate a Mystical Space Typhoon while it's in the graveyard, you can also special summon it from the graveyard as well. And then on the field, if you activate a quick play spell, you can just target 2 cards your opponent controls and shuffle them back into the deck. Very, very insane card. Now, obviously, you probably wouldn't play as many of him in the like kind of pure deck, just because it's still like a level 9 that could brick you, but pretty easy to summon this card out, especially if you again load up on a shit ton of quick play cards, and especially since that interruption, target 2 cards your opponent controls, shuffle them into the deck, is very insane as well. A very insane card for the deck. And the last monster here, again, let me go back to the name, my phone keeps shutting off, is Radiant Typhoon Dalrune the Vibrant Vortex is its name. So that's the TCG name. I think this is also a level 9, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, level 9. Wind Aquas with 0 attack and 3000 defense. And effects read as follow: if a quick play spell card is activated, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then when your opponent activates a monster effect and you have a Mystical Space Typhoon in your graveyard, quick effect, you can negate that effect. Then if you have 2 or more Mystical Space Typhoons in your graveyard, destroy that monster as well. And then if a Mystical Space Typhoon is activated while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card as well. So pretty much the same condition as this level 9 here as well, where they can, if you activate a quick play spell, they can special summon themselves from the hand. And then the graveyard, if it's in the graveyard, if a Mystical Space Typhoon is activated, it can special itself as well. And its on-field effect is just a monster negate as long as you have MST in the graveyard. And if you have 2, it can destroy the monster as well. So pretty good overall as well, being able to just have a monster negation that can also destroy it if you have 2 or more MSTs in the graveyard is pretty solid. Now on to the quick plays. Now the problem with the quick plays is they did not reveal the quick plays in their little thing. That's how we know that they do have different names, but they did not reveal the quick plays. So we don't know what at least at the time of the recording this, we don't really know what the names of these are yet. Obviously, they're going to be Radiant Typhoons, but we don't know if it's going to, keep as the same thing where they keep the Erdam, Suwin, and Megala and just kind of add one character to it, or if they completely change the name of it. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to start off with Sight Trance, which is a quick play spell card that reads as follows. You can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect of this card once per turn. You can draw 2 cards, then discard 1 Radiant Typhoon card or 1 quick play spell, or if you don't have any of those cards in your hand, you discard your entire hand, or you can add 1 Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and if this card is destroyed by an effect of Mystical Space Typhoon, you can set it. So overall, it's pretty much the Allure of Darkness of the deck. You draw 2 cards and you have to discard either a quick play spell or a Radiant Typhoon card. If you don't have any, then you have to get rid of your entire hand, which is unfortunate, but again, shouldn't be that much of a problem in this deck. Or it can add an MST from deck or graveyard. Then if this card is destroyed by an MST, can also just reset it from the graveyard as well. So overall, a really good card for the archetype. Next thing up here is Stanza Tribute, another quick play spell card that reads as follows. You can activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect once per turn. You can add a level 4 or lower Radiant Typhoon monster from your deck to your hand, or you can add a Mystical Space Typhoon from your deck or graveyard to your hand, and then if this card is destroyed by a Mystical Space Typhoon, you can set this card. So really good. So it's able to search for any of these guys here, level 4 or lower Radiant Typhoon monster, or it can just search for an MST from deck or graveyard. And the same thing, if it's destroyed by an MST, you can just reset it as well. And then the last one here is Radiant Typhoon Summoning Technique. Again, we don't know if that's the name, but we're just going to go with that. Another quick play spell that reads as follows. Activate one of these effects, but you can only use each effect once per turn. Send 1 Radiant Typhoon monster from your deck to the graveyard, or add an MST from deck or graveyard to your hand. And if this card is destroyed by an MST, you can reset it. So probably the worst one there, because you can only dump a Radiant Typhoon monster. But being able to dump the big guys to graveyard isn't terrible, to be honest with you, because they can summon themselves from the graveyard. But overall, compared to these two, it's probably a little bit worse. And then for the trap card, now we do have the name of the trap card. Let me go check it real quick before I continue. This one is called Radiant Typhoon Mandate, which is a continuous trap card that reads as follows. Once per turn, you can target 3 quick play spells in the graveyard, including a Radiant Typhoon card. Apply these effects in sequence. Shuffle them into the deck, then draw a card, and then when monsters you control will gain 300 attack and defense for the rest of the turn. And then once per chain, when a Mystical Space Typhoon is activated, you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effect, and if this card is destroyed by an effect of Mystical Space Typhoon, you can set it. So pretty much the same thing as all the spells traps. If this card is destroyed by MST, you can just reset it to your field. But it also turns MST into a negation tool as well. That's kind of been the joke in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, is that MST negates, even though it doesn't. It does in some scenarios. If you target a field spell or a continuous spell trap or anything like that, you can make sure it doesn't resolve without the effect, because continuous spells and field spells have to stay on field for them to resolve their effects. But the running joke is that MST negates when it does not. But with sorry, what was this called one more time? Sorry, I'm getting a little confused. Mandate is the TCG name of this card. You can turn Mystical Space Typhoon into a negation, which is really good, because you can target 1 face-up card on the field and negate its effect. So that's the running joke, is they finally made MST a negate, which is really cool. So that is going to be it for the archetype. So they had 6 monsters, 3 quick plays, 1 trap, and obviously MST is also a part of this archetype. You kind of want to run it because the rest of the archetype wants MST in its deck as well. So that without further ado, let's get into the deck list, shall we? Alrighty, now covering the pure deck list for Radiant Typhoon. Now, we are going over multiple deck lists today, but this one here is Radiant Typhoon. Again, if you're looking for a different deck list, there should be timestamps in the link description down below for you to kind of skip to. So, this is just kind of the pure version. You kind of just run 3 of pretty much everything except for the big guys, because the big guys do kind of brick you, and they're searchable in the archetype, so that's not really that much of a problem. So you can always get access to these. So that's never really a problem for you to, need to run more than one or two or something like that. Maybe you can argue this guy you can because, if you run a lot of quick plays, its effect becomes valuable, but like it really just depends on how you play the deck. So you kind of just run 3 of everything except for these guys where you just play 1, and then you play 3 of each quick play spell except for Summoning Technique, because Summoning Technique probably is the worst one. You can even probably argue that you don't even necessarily need to play this card because, again, they have ways to search the big guys. You don't necessarily need to dump anything to the graveyard. So you can make the argument you don't even need to play this card in. But I am just, since this is the pure version, I have this in the deck just in case. And you also do run one of the trap card as well. And then you can run 12 non-engine. You could probably make more again if you cut this down to 1. You could probably run 13 on engine. Now, this on engine can be whatever the hell you want it to be. I just have like 2 Fula, 2 Ash, 2 Ghost Spell, whatever. I will say, though, that maybe the quick play spells might be correct. So there's a version where you run just like Droplet, Super Poly, Chalice, Books, and stuff like that, just because they are all quick play spells that kind of help you facilitate like the big guys or even getting this girl out onto the field. So that is a way you can run your non-engine in this deck, is by running just a lot of quick plays that like break field, so like Super Poly, because you actually don't need your extra deck that much in this deck. Forbidden Chalice isn't terrible, like Book of Eclipse or Book of Moon isn't actually that terrible either. Same thing with Droplet that we're main decking. A really good quick play spell that's just very nice. So like things that do interrupt your opponent, but they happen to be quick play spells, so they in turn help you get like the bigger guys out to the field as well. Now I am also running E-Telly because this is a really good quick play spell that summons a level 3 or lower psychic monster from the deck. Now you're summoning a level 3 most of the time because this deck can do rank 3 plays, and you're also running 2 MSTs. You can maybe argue playing 1, but 2 in my opinion is probably fine as well, especially in the pure deck. But you can also make the argument of playing 1 in this deck if you really want to. Now I am playing E-Telly. There are like a couple targets you could play, like Psychic Wielder, Psychic Tracker, or something like that. Just in case you draw it, it's still like an extender in that case. Or you can play like Ghost Door comes to mind, like being able to E-Telly into a Ghost Door can help like break fields in that scenario. There's also the Virtual World Nyan Yan, that's like an extender from the graveyard, which isn't terrible. But in this list, I'm playing Ghost Fairy Elphobia. Elphobia? Hopefully that's correct. Which is a level 3 wind monster. If you don't know what this does, you can once per turn reveal a wind monster from your hand until the end of your opponent's next turn or main phase. Monsters with a level higher than the revealed monsters cannot activate their effects. So pretty much, it's a floodgate. It's an okay floodgate. It makes it where they can't activate like Nibiru or like a Zona against you, something like that, or even like Femina, because if you reveal one of the level 3s in your deck, they just can't activate that. Unfortunately, it doesn't turn off like Ash or something like that, because it's anything with a level higher than that. Well, it's Ash. This is, you're most likely revealing the level 3s. Ash is a level 3, so it can still activate its effects and stuff like that. You don't want to reveal the big guys just because it doesn't make the floodgate a little bit worse. Revealing the smaller guys makes it where the floodgate is a little bit better. Now, it's really good, even though there is a way to play around it. Your opponent just goes to main phase 2, and then they can activate their monster effects. It makes it where they skip their battle phase, and now you're alive for next turn, and you can play as well. You're not guaranteed to be dead. So this is a floodgate you probably could see in this archetype, especially if they're going to be running E-Telly in their deck, because E-Telly is just a quick play spell that's really good as well. So that's something to think about in the deck as well that I'm running with. But again, this could be like any level 3 psychic in that scenario. But this is just a floodgate, so that's the reason why I'm playing it. So for the extra deck, now the thing is with this deck, at least the pure version of the deck is a little bit more of a control deck. It's not like some of the level 3s, like these guys, Suen and Eldam, they read like they can do combo because they can special themselves out for free. They search another monster in the archetype, which can in turn keep special summoning themselves out to the field. But the pure deck itself is a little bit more control heavy. Like obviously it can do some combos if it wants to, but it's a little bit more trying just to control the game. So the extra deck isn't actually as important in this deck. The only real cards you'll probably make is maybe Gossip Shadow and Cicada King or Totem Bird, because those are like rank 3s, winged rank 3s. So if you get locked by this girl's effect, you're perfectly fine. You can still make them, and they do interrupt your opponent as well. But you can also make like a Zeus line. Typhoon is in here for any control decks. Like I do have link monsters like IPSP, like I'm playing Doom Eagle, Win, a Selene Access Code line, and even like Ritual Beast Ulti Ritari is something this deck can make. But like in turn, when you actually do play, like at least the pure version of this deck, you're going to realize it doesn't necessarily need that much of its extra deck. That's why like things like Super Poly can still work with it, because again, half its extra deck is pretty much dead, right? So it's not really necessary. So this can be whatever you want, but like literally just Cicada King, Gossip Shadow, and Totem Bird should be the mandatory cards, with also SP, Sky Crisis, and Zeus as well, because you're making XYZ monsters with the level 3 monsters, so it makes sense just to play Zeus. But this is more just like of a toolbox kind of extra deck. You're not necessarily using it as much, so you can kind of put other things in it if you want to as well. So that is it for the pure deck. So before we get to the combos, there's other things I do want to talk about as well. Things you can play is something like Condemned Witch as well, because they can search for any forbidden quick play spell in this deck. So you can search for either Droplet, Chalice, or Lance as well for you. So if like it kind of helps you like get a quick play into your hand to kind of activate these guys from your hand if you really want to, because obviously can special itself if a quick play spell card is activated. So if you don't have a quick play spell, you can like normal summon Condemned Witch, search Lance, Lance your own Condemned Witch, and then this can special itself to the field, which is pretty nice. Something to think about. The reason why I don't have it in here because it's a level 4. If it was a level 3, I think I'd be more inclined to play this in the deck, especially since this deck doesn't really have a normal summon in the deck. Because everything pretty much specials itself to the field, so like having a normal summon isn't that bad in this archetype. But the fact that it's a level 4 is pretty bad. But its second effect is also really good as well during your opponent's main phase. You can quick effect, tribute this card, special summon a level 4 fairy monster from your deck, except for Condemned Witch. Now, this can summon, I think there's like 3 or 4 fairy monsters that are just floodgates. I think one of them is a barrier statue, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Barrier statue, this one. Yeah. This one is the fairy one. So it makes it where your opponent can only special summon, cannot special except for lights. Now, depending on the deck, you know, that could be okay. There's another one. I forget the name of it. I'm not going to try to look it up because I don't know the name of it. But it's pretty much if your opponent cannot special summon, but if your opponent normal summons, it destroy this card. Now, if you make it where you see your opponent normal summon first, then you can trigger the effect of Condemned Witch to special that card out. You pretty much lock them out of the game as well. So this is something you can see in the archetype as well. Pot of Extravagance could be played in here as well, because again, it doesn't really need its extra deck. So this is more like draw power if you really want to. But I think having this is pretty fine. But if you want to play Pot of Extravagance as well, you could. Dominus Purge and Dominus Spiral is actually not that bad in this deck either, because they're all wind monsters. So like Purge makes it where you can't activate dark water or fire monsters, which could screw up your extra deck a little bit, but like that's perfectly fine with you because again, you're not using your extra deck as much. So Purge can be in this deck as well as one of like your non-engines if you want to. Same thing with the Dominus Spiral that's coming out of Doom of Dimensions, the same set that Radiant Typhoon is coming out of in, so you can play this as well. This makes it where your opponent, you can't activate light or dark monsters. Again, could screw up some extra deck plays, but for main deck, like it's never going to screw you up that much either. But the Spiral does have a little bit more of a downside. It is a compulse, yes, but if you don't have a trap card in graveyard, then your opponent can special summon a monster from their graveyard if they want to as well. So a little bit more of a downside compared to all the other Dominus cards in the game, but it is something to think about for your non-engine. Noble Knight Shield Barrier is also playable in this. Same thing with Tanky as well, because this can search for a level 6 or lower wind monster, a wind beast monster, which is Eldam, and then Tanky can search for a beast warrior, which is Suin. So like those are cards you can play for like more consistency if you want to as well. Chariot Carry, so these are like kind of archetypes you can kind of splash in that we're not going to be talking about today. So Gold Pride is something that you could splash in because you're with your 2 level 3s, you can just special summon a Chariot Carry, search for Better Luck Next Time. Better Luck Next Time gets you into Captain Curry, and then Captain Curry will go ahead and search for the trap, and that's like another interruption piece and gets to Gold Pride kind of engine as well. So that's something you can think about. Tri-Brigade is also another thing you can do with that, but the reason why I'm not showing it off, because when I was kind of testing, it was only really like you're using these guys as just like free extenders, and then going into this guy, which gets you into full Tri-Brigade combo, and then not really caring about what happens after that. So that is something that you do have to worry about with this deck as well, is that these are just level 3 extenders, both Eldam and Suin, that can kind of search each other, especially if you're playing like, so you can play like 3/3 and then like 1 or even 2 of this. The Stanza Tribute, and then that's kind of like a small engine that you can throw into any like level 3 pile kind of deck, so like Goblin Biker or something like that, like Pug comes to mind as well. So that is something that you have to think about with this archetype, is not only is it a pure deck, but these can be splashed as just like level 3 extenders in decks as well. But in Tri-Brigade, they're just tri-types that can free special themselves as well, because this is a Beast Warrior, this is a Beast, so this can make the new Tri-Engage monster that's coming out of Doom and Dimensions as well. So that's something you could do with this as well. Runick, we're going to be talking about, so I don't know why that's still there. Runick, we are talking about. So Water Enchantress is another thing you could do with the deck as well, because this deck doesn't really need its normal summon, like, ever, so you can actually play like an adventure line as well with this, because you never need your normal summon. That's the thing with adventure, is adventure turns off your normal summon, but this deck never really needs its normal summon, so that's like a thing you could do as well. Some more, this, again, I made this before the ban list came out, so I was thinking if this card comes off, you could play this, but now that the ban list is out, guess what, it's still banned, so don't worry about that card, but that is a card you could play if it ever comes off. And then Harpy Featherstorm, because this guy is a wind wing beast, and they did not ban Featherstorm. Why not? Fucking holy shit, get this card out of here, please. But yeah, that's another thing you can do with this deck, like as a side deck kind of thing, like throwing 3 Feather Duster or Feather Storms, and then have this guy just on the field and, you know, prevent your opponent from playing the game. I don't know why the fuck they did not ban this card. So that is it for the deck list itself. Now let's get into the combos, shall we? Alrighty, now on to the combo portion of the Radiant Typhoon Pure decks. Now, the first thing I want to say before getting into this is, one, you have to understand this is a control deck. This is not really a combo deck. But there is a lot of combos with the deck, but it's still a lot more control heavy than it is a combo deck. And then number 2, there isn't really truly a 1-card combo for the pure version of the deck. You kind of have to open up 2 cards to kind of play with the deck, because there really isn't a 1-card strategy with it. Now, even though Erdam is like really good, and same thing with Suwen, and they can get access to each other, they still need another card in hand for them to play in the pure version. So all the combos you're about to see for the pure version of Radiant Storm does need 2-card combos. So yeah, without further ado, so I have, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 replays to show you for combo wise, and then we'll do a 5-card sample hand at the end as well. So let's get into the first combo, shall we? So this one will be starting off with Erdam and then Karatha. Now, Erdam could also be Suwen as well. Erdam and Suwen get access to each other, so no matter how you... So this could be a Suwen if you really want to. Like, both of them will still do this combo no matter what. You just kind of have to sequence things in a different thing, and I'll show you why in 1 second. So standby main phase, we'll go and special out Eldam in the TCG, but Eldam effect to search for Suwen, and then Suwen effect will special itself to go ahead and search for a quick play spell, and this will search for Stan's Tribute. Now, if you open Suwen, you can go special Suwen effect to search for Tribute, Tribute effect, search for Erdam, and then trigger Karatha effect to special itself. But in this stage, since we are opened Erdam, we go Erdam, special, add Suwen, special Suwen, get quick play spell. Again, either way, it still does the combo no matter what. Now we can just overlay, go into a Goblin Shadow. Doesn't really matter. Gossip Shadow, whatever works in this scenario. Now go into a Tribute effect to go ahead and search for Megala, because it's a level 4 lower Radiant Typhoon monster. Go Karatha effect to go ahead and special itself to the field. Karatha effect on summon to go ahead and search for an MST and a Radiant Storm, the trap card here. And then we can go just special summon out the Meghala, set both, and we will pass on that. So our interruptions here is 1, whatever you summon off the rank 3. This can either be Gossip Shadow, Cicada King, Totem Bird. It also could be an IP because you weren't locked into wins at that point as well. So however you want to do it in this scenario. So you have that as an interruption. So we just draw a card because we, change the effect to draw. Each player draws a card. You still have the trap card, which unfortunately can't shuffle back because we don't have any we don't have enough quick play spells. And then we can go MST. We can target our own trap card or target a card our opponent controls, whatever works into your scenario. But in just this case, I just target my own trap card. Then trap card can also chain to it to pop a card or to negate a card. Sorry, not pop a card. Negates a face-up card your opponent controls, which is good as well because it can negate a monster or a spell trap that's face up on the field. And then go the trap effect, since we did pop itself, to reset itself to the field. And then Megala will be chain linked too. Like those do need to be chained together to special summon a Radiant Storm monster from the deck, since we did activate MST. We'll special out the Vortex here. Vortex now is a monster negate as well, because we do have Mystical Space Typhoon in the graveyard, so that is a negate as well. So again, even though it was a 2-card combo, didn't have that many interruptions. Again, this is way more of a control deck. It will have to kind of rely on what its non-engine and stuff like that is as well. So do keep that in mind. So yeah, that was the first combo here. Now let's get into the second combo, shall we? Alrighty, now on to the next combo here. So this one will be showing off Megala as your starter with any of the the Radiant Typhoon quick play spell. So either Sight Trance, Summoning Technique, or the Tribute as well. Any of them work. You just need to open up one of them in this scenario. So if you start off with Sight Trance or Summoning Technique, this is what you're going to do. So in draw phase here, you go to main phase to special itself to the field here. And then go Effective Sight Trance to go ahead and search for an MST. Now, if you have Summoning Technique, you would probably do the same as well. Now, it is a little bit different if you have Tribute, because Tribute you would want to search the monster there, and you'll see why in just 1 second. So you go Effective Megala, since one of the Radiant Typhoon quick play spells did activate to summon out Kuretha. Kuretha effect will go ahead and search for another MST and Erdam. Now, if you already... you started off with Tribute, instead of searching for Erdam, Tribute would have searched Erdam, and then what you search off of Kuretha is you search the trap card instead, or, yeah, I think that's how it works. Yeah, you would search the trap card instead, but since we need Erdam in rotation, you search Erdam in this combo, but again, if you open Tribute plus Meghala, then you search for the trap card, because Tribute would already search for Erdam in that scenario. So now we can just special out Erdam. Erdam effect is to go ahead and search for Suwen. Suwen effect will trigger to go ahead and special itself. Suwen effect here can search for the trap card. Again, if we opened up Tribute, you can search for the second MST, and now you're pretty much, no matter what quick play spell, this is where it gets to no matter what. And now you can go ahead and just overlay. We are locked into wind monsters, so you have to overlay into one of the wind XYZ monsters, which in this case, I could just go Gossip Shadow again. And now we just set a couple cards, and we will pass on that. Now, we still have a lot of interruptions here, so we go main phase here. You still have this interruption to be able to either make players draw a card by changing the effect of something, or if you have Cicada Keem as an imperm, or Totem Bird as a spell trap negate, whatever you want it to be. And then still have the trap card here to go ahead. Don't have enough quick play spells, again, to shuffle, which is unfortunate, but that's fine. You now have MST to target a spell trap. Chain this to negate a face-up card, which is kind of nice as well. And then this effect will trigger after that, since it was an MST that activated, to go ahead and special out Pyro Phoenix, or whatever the hell it's called in the TCG. And now you can go MST, target your own trap card here, chain to negate another card on field, because this is a once per chain effect, which is very insane here. And then now on a new chain, you can go the Phoenix Chain Link 1 and then the Trap Chain Link 2 to reset itself. And then the Phoenix will bounce back 2 cards on the field, target 2 cards on your opponent's field and bounce them back, or shuffle them back into the deck. It doesn't even bounce them back. Even better than I thought. So in this scenario, you actually got a lot more interruptions because you had 2 MSTs. So again, any of the quick plays does it. Tribute, you have to sequence it in a different way, but it still gets you there. But any of the quick plays plus Mangala still gets you to one of the XYZ negates, so that's 1 interruption. You had 2 MSTs, so that's by technicality a couple more interruptions, depending on the deck you're versing against. Plus the trap being able to negate 2 cards on the field, plus this bouncing 2 cards as well, which is very insane. So a lot of interruptions there, just off of the Meghala and a quick play spell, one of the Radiant Typhoon quick play spells. So now let's get into the next combo, shall we? Alrighty, for the next combo here is going to be Kuretha plus any quick play spell. Any quick play spell will make it work. Now in this scenario, I'm doing it with Sight Trance, but any quick play spell will do it. It can be E-Tell, it can be whatever quick play spell you want it to be. So in the draw phase, you will go ahead and activate the quick play spell to do whatever the hell you want it to do. In this case, we'll search for MST, because obviously we don't want to do the draw 2 discard one, because if we whiff, we will just fucking lose, right? So we just search for MST here, and then Kuretha effect will trigger since a quick play spell was activated to go ahead and special itself. Well, which is kind of the nice thing is you can trigger all this in the draw phase, which helps you play around like Valor and Droll and Lockbird, which is pretty nice as well. So still in the draw phase, since Kuretha was special, to go ahead and search for Erdam and another MST from the deck here. Now you can special summon Erdam effect to go ahead and search for Suwen, and then go ahead and special Suwen. Suwen effect will go ahead and search for the trap card. Now, let's say if you open Kuretha plus no, this still works how I want it to. Because, yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is fine. Sorry, I don't know what the fuck I was trying to say. So we now can overlay and go ahead and make ourselves any of the rank 3s work. So Cicada King, Totem Bird, or Gossip Shadow, whatever you wanted to do. And then we'll just set the fort here and we'll just pass on that. So a little bit less interruptions than you want, but it's still okay. You still have the Cicada King to basically imperm a monster on field, which is pretty nice. And then you still have MST and then Chain a Trap to negate a face-up card. And you have 2 MSTs in this scenario, so now you have actually 2 ways to 2 negations off this trap card, which is pretty nice as well. So I know it's not as many interruptions, but I wanted to show off that any quick play spell will pretty much get Karatha to activate and still get you into your combo with the Radiant Typhoon monster. So yeah, that is it for this combo. Now let's get into the next combo. Alrighty, the next couple of combos here is going to be showing off basically if you open up any of the level 3s together. So if you open up Suwen plus Magala, that will do the combo. If you open up Magala plus Erdam, that will do the combo. If you open up Suwen and Erdam, that will also still do the combo as well. So just to prove that basically if you open up 2 of the level 3s together, you can still pretty much still do the combo as well. So that's what I want to show off here. Now I'm going to do 3 separate combos because they're all a tad bit different, but pretty much still get there. So with this one, we have Suwen plus Megala. So in this case, we'll just go ahead and go to main phase here. Special out Suwen. Suwen effect to go ahead and search for Tribute. And then go ahead and special out Magala. Magala effect, or activate Tribute first to go ahead and search for Erdam. And then Magala effect will trigger since a Radiant Typhoon quick play spell did activate to special out Karatha there. Karatha effect will trigger to go ahead and search for MST and the trap card here. And then now we can go ahead and just special summon out Erdam. Erdam effect will trigger here. In this case, we can search for any of the big guys, which is actually not that bad. So we can search for Vortex. If you don't want to search for a big guy, you can also search for like a follow-up Karatha or something like that, whatever you wanted to do. But in this scenario, I search for the Vortex here because that's still pretty nice because now we're going to be able to get to both of the big guys with this combo because we're going to leave the Magala on field. Now we can just overlay these 2 and go ahead and make ourselves a Cicada King once again. Doesn't really matter. We'll set the MST, set the trap, and we'll just pass on that. In their main phase, we still have Cicada King to negate something. Now it has to switch to attack. I just forgot to do so. Trap effect will activate. We don't have enough quick plays to shuffle back, which is unfortunate, which is fine. Now you can go MST, target whatever. We target our own trap, and then trap can change and negate a face-up card your opponent controls. Now you actually have multiple chains here. You can go Magala Chainlink 1, Vortex Chainlink 2, and then the Trap Chainlink 3. Trap will set itself. This will special itself to the field, and then Magala will search or special out the other Pyro Phoenix. Now, this doesn't have to be this. In this scenario, actually, Phoenix is bad because we don't have another quick play spell to trigger its interruption effect. I just wanted to summon it out to show you still have 3 other cards in hand, so this can still be an interruption piece. So now you still have a monster negate off of Vortex, and then by technicality, if you had another quick play, you also have Phoenix to be able to shuffle 2 cards your opponent controls back into the deck as well. So opening up Magala plus Swin actually, or yeah, it was Swin, right? That we opened up. Yeah, it was. Magala plus Swin in this combo actually gets you to a lot now. So now let's get into the next combo, shall we? Alrighty, next combo here is with Erdam and Magala. Now, pretty much can do the same thing here because again, if Erdam can access Suwen, then it doesn't really matter how you do it, right? So we have Erdam effect to go ahead and search for Suwen, and then go Suwen effect to special itself to the field. Suwen effect to go ahead and search for Tribute. Tribute effect to go ahead, or we'll link off first. We're getting a little greedy here. We're going to go into an IP Masquerena play here, and then now we can go Special Magala, and then activate Tribute. Tribute effect to search for MST, and then go ahead and go effect of Magala to go ahead and special out Karatha here. Karatha effect will trigger to go ahead and search for just another MST, another trap card as well. And now we can just set the fort, and we'll pass on that. Now we have 2 MSTs in rotation, which is pretty nice, to be honest with you. Yeah, that's, yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry, I had a brain fart there. So, yeah, so having the Magala plus the Erdam, sorry, in the scenario. So you went Erdam, you being able to get to Suwen, get to the spell card. Now, you didn't necessarily need to search off the level 3 with the spell card. That's how we got to 2 MSTs with this combo, so we can still do quite a lot here. Now, we have the IP. You want to trigger this before you win, you lock yourself with the Magala. So go ahead and make ourselves an SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight will banish a card. Now you can go Trap card, activate an MST, chain Trap card, and negate a card. Now you can go Effective Magala to go ahead and summon out Either the Monster Negate or Phoenix, either one works, but in this case, I want to show off that Phoenix can trigger again because we have another MST right now. So now we can go MST, chain the trap card to negate another face-up card, and then this effect will trigger to go ahead and search for, or to bounce 2 cards on your opponent, or shuffle 2 cards on your opponent's field, and then SP is still an interruption piece as well because we're able to make IP. We got a little greedy, but it still ended up working because we weren't win locked at that point. So so Magala plus what was it, Erdom, a little bit of a different way to do the combo, but still did quite a lot with that combo, which is pretty nice as well. It's just the reason why it's a little different is because Tribute didn't need to search a level 3 because we had all the level 3's access already, so we just ended up searching another MST, which got us a little bit more interruptions with our trap card, which is pretty nice as well. So yeah, that is it for this combo. Now let's get into our last combo, shall we? Alrighty, now on to our last combo here, which is using Erdom plus Suwen together. So going into main phase here, we'll just go ahead and special out Erdom. Erdom effect, we'll go ahead and search for Karatha here because we already have Suwen in hand here. Now we can just special Suwen. Suwen effect, we'll go ahead and search for Tribute here. Now we can do whatever we want to do with this. We weren't winlocked, so if you want to make like an IP or something like that, you can as well. So now we'll just go into Gossip Shadow. Now we can go effect of Tribute to go ahead and search for Megala. Megala effect will, or sorry, Karatha effect will trigger to special itself to the field, and if Karatha effect will now search for an MST and the trap card as well. And then we can just special out Magala because we'll get the special summon next turn. Set these 2 cards. This was pretty much similar to the first combo that we showed off, which we had Karatha plus I think Erdom or Suwen. Both of them did this as well. So if you open both level 3s, they pretty much do the same thing if you open up Suwen or Erdom with Karatha. So if you open up Suwen plus Erdom together, they do the same thing as if you open up Suwen or Erdom with Karatha, which is, you know, nice to know. So we go into main phase. You have to negate off of Gossip Shadow, which draws into Ash, but we're not going to use it because that was just a lucky draw, right? Now you have the MST that then chain the trap card to negate a card, which is pretty nice as well. You still have the Magala that specials itself to the field, or special summons a different Radiant Typhoon monster from the deck here, which summons out the Vortex, which is a monster negate since we do have MST in the graveyard as well. So that was it. That was the last combo that to show off here. Now let's get into the 5-card sample hand, shall we? Alrighty, now with the 5-card sample hand with Radiant Typhoon as a pure deck. So again, we're only going to do one because we just showed you off a bunch of combos, so I'm only going to do one 5-card sample hand because there really isn't that much of a difference. Yes, you do need 2-card combos, but like 3 and 4-card combos don't really change that much with the deck. So I'm only going to show off one 5-card sample hand with the pure version. So we're going to give this deck a little bit of a shuffle here, and then we will draw 5 cards here. So draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh my God, that's a pretty good hand. So now we can go draw a face, so we can play around Valor and draw. We'll go Tribute effect to go ahead and search for a probably Erdom. Yeah, Erdom's always correct here. And then still in the draw phase, now we can go Karatha effect to special itself. Karatha effect will go ahead and search for well, it always has to search for MST, and we might as well just search the trap card here, which is fine. And then we'll go, still in draw phase, activate E-Telly as well to go ahead and special out the special floodgate that's in this deck. Where the fuck is it? Mr. Elphobia here. We are locked into wins, but this is a win, so that's perfectly fine with us. Go into standby main phase now. Now we can go effect, reveal the Erdom that we have in hand here to go ahead and then make sure your opponent can't activate like Nib or something like that, or Azuna or Femina or something like that, so you never have to worry about that in this as well. So a very good floodgate that this deck can just randomly play because the E-Telly is broken. Now we can special this dude, but we don't have an MST in graveyard, so I don't really think that's worth it. To be honest with you, I think we're just going to special out Erdom. Erdom effect will go ahead and search for a Suwen. If I can search to get Suwen. And then we can special out Suwen here. Again, this is assuming if they have no spell traps, if they imperm you or impulse or something like that, then they become a little bit worse, but that's just something the deck has to deal with, right? Suwen effect will trigger to go ahead and search for... It doesn't necessarily matter how we want to do this. I guess we can go, because Tribute doesn't really matter to us anymore. Summoning Technique isn't terrible, I guess. Yeah, we'll go Summoning Technique. Why not? Because we already have MST and stuff like that. Now we can just overlay these guys together. We don't really necessarily need Elphobia left on the field. So we can now overlay this. I guess we can go into Gossip Shadow, which is perfectly fine. Now we can go effect of this to go ahead and dump ourselves the... Where the fuck is it? This dude, the Phoenix here. And then we can trigger this effect to special itself to the field since a quick play was activated. And then we'll just set the fort here and we will pass on that. So we still, I wish we can do something with the, I guess we could. We could just like link into a win if we want to. Yeah, why not? I don't know. I guess that's something we could do. We can just link these guys off into a win because we're locked into win. So that's the unfortunate part. But we'll just make a win the win charmer. So, and then we'll just pass on that. In their draw phase, we can do this since we do have 3 quick play spells in the graveyard. We can actually shuffle these. It shuffles, right? Shuffle them into the deck and draw a card. And then all our win monsters gain 300 attack as well. So shuffle up here and then we'll draw a card. Oh, cool. That was the card we shuffled back, and we just ended up drawing it, which is kind of unfortunate. Now we can go MST here to pop something and then chain this to negate a face-up card on the field, which is pretty nice as well. And then now we have this as a monster negate, but we also have this in the graveyard to special itself to the field, which is kind of cool. So that's another interruption for us because we have the Called By, which is a quick play spell, which is randomly a quick play spell. So now we have this as a monster negate. We still have this that changes a monster effect to a draw. Each player draws a card. We draw into Ash, which is pretty nice as well. We still have the Called By. We can target one of their graveyards and then new chain this to go ahead and shuffle 2 cards from their graveyard or on the field back into their deck as well. So that was the 5-card sample hand. So that is it for the pure deck list. Now let's get into our next deck list, shall we? Alright, the next deck list I want to talk about to you today is going to be Radiant Typhoon Fiendsmith. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a deck that you can play. But wait a minute. Didn't Moon just get banned on the next ban list? Fuck! That ruins everything I was going to have to plan for this video. Or does it? Fixed it. Let's go. Yeah, so even though Moon did get banned, this is still a deck that you can use because these are all level 3 monsters. So Mellow Melody, the Brass Djinn, is a light fiend monster that you can make in this deck to help you access the Fiendsmith engine. Yeah, so yeah, even though Moon is banned, this is something you still can do with the deck. Now, I'm not going to spend that much time on the deck because it's pretty much the same thing as Pier. You're just splashing a little bit of Fiendsmith with it, and you do have to be careful because Karatha plus Megala both lock you into wind monsters. So if you have to start with these cards, then your Fiendsmith stuff is just dead. So that is something to consider when you're deck building with this deck. But this is something you could still do with this deck. You're still pretty much running the same engine that you would with Pier. You just took out the E-Tellies and Elphobia, and you put the Fiendsmith engine instead. So this is something you could do with the deck, especially since these level 3s don't lock you. They're just 2 free bodies. You just overlay into a Brass Djinn, and then this gets you into Wreck, and then full Fiendsmith Combo, which helps you out because that gets you a little bit more interruptions, helps you play more into over control strategy as well. And also, Fiendsmith Saint is a card that that the Fiendsmith engine can search, and it is a quick play spell, which also helps getting like the big guys out, or even getting like Karatha as a trigger effect as well. So even though it might seem a little bit weird because like this Karatha plus Megala do lock you into wind monsters, the fact that Suin and Erdam are just like really good starters for the deck that don't lock you into wind monsters is what makes this really, really good, and that you can splash the Fiendsmith engine in this deck. So we're playing the small Fiendsmith engine. We're only playing 1 Engraver, 1 Lack, 1 Sanct, and 1 Paradise. Like, you can even get away with not playing Paradise if you want to, but you might as well. It helps you control a little bit. We're still on the same main deck engine of everything. I did take out the summoning technique because if you're splashing engines in this deck, I think the summoning technique becomes way, way worse. So I did take this out. Again, like I said, with the pure deck list profile, I honestly don't think this is that necessary in the deck. So this is something you could just cut, and that's what I did with this deck list. Again, it's 13 non-engine, so you can run whatever non-engine you want it to be. It doesn't have to be this non-engine. But, 13 on Ginge is something it could play as well. And the reason why Fiendsmith is so good with this deck as well is because, again, it didn't need its extra deck. So the Fiendsmith can take up half its extra deck and still not care about its extra deck, which is pretty nice as well. So we're running like the full big-ass package. We're running Wreck, Sequence, Agumde, Desiree, Necroquip, DDD, plus the Madonna, the Brass Djinn as well. And we're still running the Cicada King, the Gossip Shadows, the Totem Birds, the Zeus, and the Sky Crisis. You can also play this guy, which is going to matter for a different deck list in the future or in the later in the video. But this is something you could make as well, where you can just detach a material, target level 5 or lower monster in the graveyard, and special summon it, which can get into Erdam in the graveyard. Erdam can then search for one of the bigger guys, which helps get the bigger guys into rotation. But again, not necessary, but something you can do because this is just 2 random level 6 monsters, which Fiendsmith can do in this deck. So yeah, that is going to be it for the deck list. Let's get into the combo, shall we? Alrighty, now on to the combo portion with the Fiendsmith Radiant Typhoon deck. So I'm not going to show off that much. There's only really one combo, this 2-card combo I'm about to show off, and I'll do like 3 5-card sample hands with the deck. Again, I don't want to talk about it that much because, again, it's pretty much just Radiant Typhoon that's just splashing a little bit of Fiendsmith in it, so there's not that much to really like dive into stuff like that. But you just have to remember there's a lot of the times where you have both Erdam plus Suen on the field and you're not locked in the wins, and at that point you just overlay into a Djinn, go into a Wreck, and do Fiendsmith combo from there before committing to like the cards that lock you into win monster. So that's what this one combo is going to be showing off right now, and this is with Erdam plus Karatha. Now again, there really isn't a 1-card combo even with the Fiendsmith deck. In this, you still need to open up 2-card combos with this list. Now, there is one exception to that. By technicality, there is a 1-card combo with Swin. It's really bad. I would not recommend it. But there is a 1-card combo with Swin with the Fiendsmith stuff, because Fiendsmith Lacrima just came out of the ban list. The Fusion Lacrima just came off the ban list. So there is a way to do a 1-card combo with Swin using Lacrima in the extra deck. Now, like I've been saying, it's awful. I would not recommend doing that because it requires you to normal summon or special Swin, search for Erdam effect, special search for Karatha, go into Engraver, but instead of committing to a DDD line, you go into a sequence, shuffle back both Lacrima and Requiem, go into Lacrima, the Fiendsmith Lacrima, add Engraver, activate Engraver, search for Sanct. The light fiend monsters are Lacrima and Sequence, and that's the only monsters on field, so Sanct is activatable. Activate Sanct, special token, then special Karatha. It's very much, I would not recommend it, but it is something I do want to say is possible, but I'm not going to be showing off right now. So I'm just showing off this. I would not recommend that something, but Swen, by technicality, with Fiendsmith Lacrima, is a 1-card combo. But now let's get into this combo. So stand by main phase. We'll just special out Erdam effect. We'll go ahead and search for Suen here. And then we'll go special Suen effect to go ahead and search for Stanza Tribute. Now, again, we aren't locked into win monsters. We'll just make the Djinn here, link the Djinn into ourselves a Requiem. Requiem effect will trigger to go ahead and special out Lacrima. Lacrima effect to go ahead and dump out Engraver. Engraver will trigger to special shuffle back the Djinn to go ahead and special itself, and then Requiem equipped to Lacrima go into a Necroquip Princess. Now we can overlay into the DDD High King Caesar. Now we'll go ahead and activate the Tribute to go ahead and search for Magala. And then Karatha will trigger as well, since a quick play was activated to special itself to the field here. Karatha effect to go ahead and search for MST and the trap card from the deck here. And then we'll just special out the Magala, because why not? We're going to have its effect on the next turn anyways. Set the MST, set the trap, and we'll pass on that. So with this, you have the DDD, which is an interruption. So now you can just, you have 2 of them by technicality. So it has 2 special summon negations. It has the Lacrima in graveyard to go ahead and special Wreck, and then Wreck effect will go ahead and trigger, summon out Lacrima from the deck. Lacrima effect will go ahead and then dump Paradise. And then Paradise is also another interruption by sending Desiree from the extra deck there. And then Desiree will trigger to negate something by shuffling back Requiem. Now we have the trap card, we don't have enough quick plays to shuffle back and draw a card, unfortunately, but that's still fine because we still have MST to target a card, then chain the trap to negate something, and then new chain Magala effect to go ahead and special out the Vortex, and then Vortex will go ahead and be a monster negate since MST is in the graveyard there. So pretty much the difference is the rank 3 that you're making, since you weren't locked into win, is Djinn. That helps you do Fiendsmith Combo as well. But pretty much everything else is the same with the deck here. So that is it for the combo. Now let's get into the 5-card sample hand, shall we? Alrighty, now for the first of the 5-card sample hands. Again, like I said, we are going to be doing 3 of them, so let's just get straight into it. Again, there's not that much difference between Pier and Fiendsmith. The only difference is that you're splashing Fiendsmith is pretty much, and that is it. So it changes up like your end fields and stuff like that. So we'll draw 5 cards here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We drew Suwen, so this still works. So like, honestly, not like that's actually a pretty good hand here. How do I want to do this? We can go, like, it's going to be a little rough because I guess we can't really play around roll that good, unfortunately. I guess we can just Engraver, I guess, is fine. Just start with Engraver to go ahead and go into Sanct. Guys, kind of just play around Nibiru, the Primal Being. We do have Sanct somewhere in here. There he is. And then we'll go ahead and activate the Sanct to go ahead and special a token to the field here. And then go link this off into Requiem because we are playing this package. Rec effect to go ahead and special Lacrima. Lacrima effect, we can just dump Paradise straight away, which is pretty nice as well. So we go Lacrima effect, dumping Paradise because we already have Engraver in the graveyard. And then go... Oh, I guess we have to equip, unfortunately. Oh, that's the problem with starting with Sanct is you have to equip. We go Rec... equipped, and then go into Necroquip Princess, and then go Engraver, shuffle back, probably just shuffle Lacrima, because we already have Paradise engraved, so it doesn't really matter to shuffle that back, special itself to the field, and then overlay into a DDD High King Caesar. Now we can just special summon Suwen. Suwen effect. Again, this is if they have no spell traps in the graveyard, just assuming. That is something you do have to consider. Add a tribute to the hand, and then go ahead and activate tribute to go ahead and search for Erdam, wherever Erdam is at. Well, there he is. And then go Karatha effect to trigger, since a quick play was activated as special itself. This does lock you into wins for the on-field effect that we will trigger to go ahead and search for... it's always this in MST. Always, like, for sure. And then we'll just go ahead and special Erdam out to the field. Erdam effect trigger to search for where is it? Magala, there he is. Now we can just overlay these two. Now we can overlay into a rank 3, which is pretty nice. We don't have to waste this as a Djinn on this. And we're also locked into wins. I guess Totem Bird, I guess, is probably fine because we already have DDD on the field. And then now we just special this guy to the field, and then we just set this, and we will pass on that. That's actually not that bad. Honestly, we have a really decent field here. So we have 2 negations off this DDD, which is pretty nice. And we also have the Paradise effect to go ahead and banish itself to send Desiree from the extra deck. You can also send Lacrima if you want to burn, but that's, I don't know. Desiree effect will trigger, shuffle back Requiem into the extra deck to go ahead and then send a card from your opponent's field to the graveyard. You still have a spell trap negate, which is pretty nice off of the Totem Bird as well. And then you still have this, so you can go MST. We don't have enough quick plays, right? We have 2. We are nearly there. We go MST to pop a card, chain this to... well, pop a spell trap, sorry. Then chain this to negate a face-up card on the field as well. This will trigger to go ahead and special it a monster, which in this case, we don't have another quick play. So in this case, we will special out this dude, which is just a monster negate, which is pretty nice since MST is still in the graveyard. And we still had 2 hand traps in the hand, which is pretty solid as well. A lot of interruptions off that first combo there. Now let's get into our second 5-card sample hand. Alrighty, now on to the second 5-card sample hand here. The first one was really good, actually, so like we'll take that one. Hopefully the second one is just as good as well. Give a couple little shuffles here and then draw 5 cards as well. Okay, a little bit rough. This actually is not... It looks rough, but it's actually not that bad. We can go start off with this to draw 2 cards, actually, because we have another quick play and we still have our Dom to kind of do our combo and stuff like that. So I think drawing 2 is actually not that bad. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to draw 2. And then, oh, sorry. Discard a card, we'll just discard Trance. And we drew Tribute off of it, which is also insane. So standby main phase. It's just nice that this guy's just an allure. Special this guy, Erdam, effect to search for Suwen here. Where the fuck Suwin's at? Suwin, maybe we shouldn't have done the I don't know. It's a little weird. You could have played this a little bit differently, but I'm just getting a little greedy. But this still pretty much gets you to the combo because now we can just special Suwin. Suwin effect triggers to go ahead and search for... Oh, we already have Tribute. Yeah, we'll just search for Trance again, I guess is fine. And then now, or sorry. Oh, little interesting, actually. Sorry. I misplayed this. Sorry. I just was kind of skipping ahead. So we don't search this. We do not search Wind. Sorry, ignore me. Fuck that. Sorry, I kind of just went brain dead. We search Karatha off of Erdom. Then go Tribute to go ahead and search for Suwin. And that's how you do the combo here, because now you can just special Suwin, and then Suwin effect to go ahead and search for just another quick play. Again, you can activate both effects per turn, which is pretty good. So you can activate both the add level 4 and add an MST, which is really, 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 really good. So like that is something to consider when playing this deck, that you can use both effects of all the quick plays once per turn. So we'll just add just another Tribute is fine. So we will not trigger Karatha, just so we can get into our Fiendsmith line. So we go into Djinn here, link off Djinn into Requiem, and then Requiem effect to trigger special out Lacrima. We've already seen this before. I'll try to just do this as fast as possible. We'll just dump Engraver to kind of skip steps. Engraver, there we go. Requiem effect to equip, and then we'll just do both into Necro equip, and then Engraver shuffle back to Djinn to special out the Engraver to the field here. Overlay both of them into ourselves the DDD High King Caesar. Now we can trigger this effect. You can't add the level 4 because we've already done that effect, so we'll just add the MST to hand here. And then Karatha effect will trigger to go ahead and special itself to the field here. Karatha effect to go ahead and add the other MST. Now we already drew the trap card, which is pretty nice. So we can just add... Fuck if I know. We add this. We add this to hand. That's pretty good. And then just go ahead and special this guy to the field. Now we have just so much stuff here. Set all this stuff on the field, and we will pass on that. So pretty nice interruption. So we have the DDDs negation still. So we have 2 of those. We have the Lacrima. I'm just going to skip a step. So we're going to special Lacrima effect to special Rec effect, special Lacrima from the deck here. And then we'll dump the Paradise from the deck. And then you have the Paradise interruption by banishing itself from the graveyard, sending Desiree to negate or to send a card from field to graveyard. And then you still have this, can also shuffle, which is pretty nice. So we can shuffle all 3 quick plays if you really want. 3 quick plays and shuffle, and then draw another card, which is imperm. Kind of unfortunate. Wish it was like another hand trap. It really just depends on what you're playing. But still a nice draw. We still have MST, chain this to negate a card, which is pretty nice. And then you have this effect, which a special summon. Now you can summon out this guy, which is just a monster negate, but we can also just summon out this guy, which is just another interruption of bounce 2, because we activate this, chain this, another face-up card, and then this will then bounce 2 cards on the field as well. You still have Ash in hand. Like the Fua did nothing, which is unfortunate, but Ash was pretty good as well. So that was it for that 5-card sample hand. Now let's get into our last 5-card sample hand. Alrighty, now on to our last 5-card sample hand here. So we're going to give the deck a little bit just of a shuffle here for the Fiendsmith Radiant Typhoon deck here. So we'll draw 5 cards here and hope to God they are playable. It works. It's okay. It's fine. I kind of want to save the quick play, to be honest with you, just in case we whiff and we just can't combo, which is kind of the unfortunate part about this. That's what I kind of want to do. Oh, yeah. We'll do that. So we'll just special Suwin effect to go ahead and search for. Even though I really want to play around Droll, like realistically in this format, it shouldn't be in the main deck that much. So that is fine. So we'll go Suwin effect, search for Tribute, and then activate Tribute to go ahead and search for... Where is he? Erdom. And then, same thing you've already seen before. We can just special Erdom effect to search for Karatha here. Wherever the fuck Karatha is at, there she is. And now, we're not locked in the win, so guess what, motherfuckers? We are overlaying into the Djinn. Djinn effect to go ahead and... or, sorry, not Djinn effect. We just link off. Link into Requiem. Again, we've already seen this combo before. It's actually pretty consistent how much it can do this. Even though, like, you do have to worry about the deck does somewhat lock you into wins. there's like so many ways you can get the Fiends. Like this is pretty nice. Maybe all 3 hands were just cracked, but like this, we got the Fiendsmith with all 3 of all 3 of our 5-card sample hands, which is pretty nice. So summon Lacrima effect, dumping Graver, which I'm just going to special out. We're just going to skip a lot of steps here. Sorry, just because I want to make this as fast as possible. We shuffle this back for Engraver, then Requiem effect will equip to Lacrima, and then fusion into Necroquip. And then overlay both of these into a DDD Wave King or Wave High King Caesar. Sorry. Now we can activate this, and we'll just draw a couple of cards. Why not? Draw 1, draw 2. God fucking damn. Okay, we'll just discard this, I guess. Oh, we can discard Karatha, actually. I actually like that more. I'm going to discard Karatha because we don't need multiple Karathas in our hand. So discard Karatha. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we can just trigger all 3 of them because they're private knowledge. So even though, yes, I drew into this, our opponent, like, it's private knowledge. So even though we drew into it, it can still special. It's like Gazelle and like Runick and all that kind of stuff. So they should be able to trigger if I'm not mistaken. So I'll just special all 3 of them to the field because why not? And then effect will trigger to go ahead and search for the trap, which is going to be this and MST. And then now we can go activate this, the second effect, to add MST to the deck as well, which is pretty nice as well. So now we can just set the entire fort here and we will pass on that. Pretty much the same thing. We got a lot of interruptions on this one too. So draw, standby main phase for them. You have the DDD negates, which is pretty nice. You have Lacrima in graveyard. So you go Lacrima, shuffle back, summon Wreck, and then Wreck effect, summon back out Lacrima, Lacrima effect, dump Paradise to the graveyard, sorry. And then Paradise effect is an interruption by banishing itself from graveyard, summoning Desiree, and then that's an interruption as well. You still have this, which can shuffle 3. Yeah, we have 3 in here. So we get to draw a card as well from this. Shuffle up the deck here, draw a card. Droplet's pretty solid, not going to lie with you. Unfortunately, it's not like a hand trap like Ash or something like that, unfortunately. You have MST, which can pop a card or pop a spell trap, and then you have this to negate a face-up card. And then now you can go this to bounce 2 cards as well. This is also a monster negate because you have MST in the graveyard, and you still have another MST for this as well, which is pretty insane. And you still have an Imperm as well. Like a lot of interruptions with that as well. So like, yes, the Fiendsmith Radiant Typhoon deck pretty much plays as similar to the pure deck, but it gives you a lot more interruptions because the rank 3 that you make off of both Erdam and what's his name, Suen, does more because it gets you into 2 DD8 plus the Paradise in graveyard as well. So that's the kind of the advantage of playing Fiendsmith, is it does a little bit more, gives you a little bit more interruptions on top of having the Radiant Typhoon stuff as well. So that is it for this deck list. Now let's get into the next deck list, shall we? Alrighty, now on to the next deck list, which is going to be Radiant Typhoon Runick. Yes, this is something you can do with this deck. Now, I'm already not going to enjoy this because I'm already not a fan of Runick. I honestly don't like Runick that much. But this, again, for showing you off what this deck, Radiant Typhoon, could play, they can play Runick. Now, is it the best thing to do, especially with the new time rules being out? Maybe, maybe not. If you play a little bit faster, maybe you can win games with this. But this is something you can do with the deck because they are all quick play spells, which helps you trigger Karatha, Beauty, and Phoenix, which is something to think about. Now, to be honest with you, you can actually even play more Phoenixes than I'm playing with this. I'm only playing the 1. But to be honest with you, you can probably get away with 3 of it in Runick because if any quick play activates, you can special summon this from your hand, and its interruption on field just needs to see a quick play spell activate, which all the Runick cards are. So, like, you can actually probably get away with playing 3 Phoenix in this list and still be perfectly fine. Like, this might be a staple in just any Runick deck just because it actually mixes well with Runick. Like, this does it because you still need an MST in the graveyard for it to be a monster negate. This still needs to have, like, all the other Radiant Typhoon cards for you to get value off the Karatha. But with this, you can kind of just run Runick with 3 of this in there, and this is still like a nice interruption piece with that deck as well. It's also a level 9, which I think this is also a level 9, so if you want to do some extra deck dumb plays, you could as well with that. Like, that's something to really think about when it comes to this. Like, you can just run this card in Runick and it'll be perfectly fine. But this is something you can do because, again, they're all quick play. So you're running no non-engine because your non-engine is Runick. This should be able to break fields and stuff like that. So you're just running a shit ton of quick play spells, and then you're just running the Radiant Typhoon package that we've been playing with the other deck list as well. So again, same little list that we have here, that we have 3 of each monster. That's really good. Same thing with Karatha. And then 1 of each. Again, you can get away with 3 Phoenix, like I've been saying, but I'm playing 1 in this list. And then 3 of Trance, 3 of Tribute. We're not playing Summoning Technique, because I don't think Summoning Technique is really necessary. Then 2 MSTs, and then the 1 Trap card as well. And then we're just running all the Runick cards: 3 Tips, 3 Destruction, 3 Flashing Fire, 3 Freezing Curses, 3 Slumber, and 2 Fountain. You probably should be playing 1 of the other bad Runick cards, just so you have a lot other Runick spell cards in your deck, but I'm not, because I'm bad. Fuck it. But that's something you could be doing as well. For the extra deck, we're running 3 Hugin, 1 Munin, 1 Guri, and 1 Sleipnir as well. Munin is pretty good as well, because it is level 3. It's going to help you get into level 3 plays as well, if you want to do something like that as well. So yeah, that pretty much is the same thing as the other deck list. It's pretty much pure, but your non-engine is pretty much Runick, which helps you out because they are quick play spells to summon out like the big guys and stuff like that. Like the extra deck is still IPSP. It's kind of just a little bit more toolboxy with the extra deck as well. So that is the deck list there. There's really nothing else for me to talk about with the deck list. It's just Radiant Typhoon with Runick, and that's pretty much it, and it still pretty much works. So now let's get into the combos, shall we? Alrighty, so instead of showing you off combos, I'm actually going to show you off 5 5-card sample hands with Runick Radiant Typhoon. Now, why is that? Well, really because there really isn't a different combo that needs to be shown off like it was with Fiendsmith. Because the Fiendsmith one, I'm like, okay, I need to show you off that the rank 3 can be a Djinn, and you can make a Fiendsmith and then go from there. While with this one, it's pretty much the same combos as the pure deck list has. You just have Runick in the deck. Oops, sorry, I just dropped my mic. You also have Runick in the deck as well to help facilitate those combos. So instead of just showing off combos, which they're not really that much of a difference, if you need to see like a Radiant combo, go earlier into the video into the pure deck list. That's where I show off all like the Radiant Typhoon combos if you skipped ahead to the Runick version. But there really isn't like a different combo compared to pure. I just want to show off a 5-card sample hand to kind of show you why Runick is like so good with this deck, because they're all quick plays, which helps facilitate the sorry, I can't fucking get it out of my head, Radiant Typhoon deck as well. So I'm going to show you 5 5-card sample hands. That might be a little much, but I'm going to go with it. So fuck it, why not? So we're going to just shuffle up here, and we're going to draw 5 cards here. So shuffle up a little bit more, draw 1, draw 2, draw 3, draw 4, draw 5. Okay, 2 Runick cards. That's actually not that bad. Okay, so that's kind of what we want to go for, to be honest with you. Draw phase, we can actually just go Destruction to go ahead and go... Yeah, this is correct. We'll go ahead and special out Hugin here, and then go Hugin effect. We have to discard a card. Ooh, that's not the greatest. I don't want to discard my Slight Trance. I want to be honest with you. Like, I kind of want to keep this, but I don't want to discard the Trap either. Like, I wish we didn't draw the Trap, going to be honest with you. I don't want to discard Shuin either, but we want to get to Runick Fountain, so I guess we're discarding Trance here to go ahead and get Runick Fountain. And then standby main phase, activate Fountain here. We'll go ahead and special Suin effect to go ahead and search for a quick play, which is going to be Tribute here. And then we'll go ahead and activate Tribute to go ahead and search for, if I can find it, there he is, Erdam. And then we'll go ahead and then special Erdam, Dom effect will trigger to go ahead and search for just another monster, which is fine. If I can find it, it's going to be Karatha. That's what we're going to search, because we have another quick play in Slumber. Slumber is actually really good. Now we can link off, if we want to, into an IP, which isn't terrible. I'm not against that. Yeah, I think we just link off into IP Masquerena, and then go... Yeah, Slumber effect targeting IP to go ahead and protect it for the next time it would be destroyed by battle or card effect this turn. It cannot be destroyed. Also, we cannot attack this turn, which was it's turn 1. Who cares? Then we banish the top 3 cards of our opponent's deck, and then we trigger Fountain, Chainlink 1, Karatha, Chainlink 2. So we special Karatha. We'll bottom deck Slumber and Destruction to go ahead and draw 2 cards. Draw 1, draw 2. Oh my fucking god. Okay. We're off to the races now. Okay, effect of Karatha to go ahead and search out a... We already have traps, so we search this and MST. And then we'll go ahead and special out Megala. Sorry, my bad. I keep mispronouncing that. We are locked into Wind, which is very unfortunate, but I think this is probably fine, to be honest with you. I want to kind of overlay, but I honestly don't want to do that. No, we won't do that. We'll just set this. I wish we can just make a win, I guess. That's fine. We'll just make a win. The Win Charmer, because that's really good for us. And then we'll just set the... No, we don't set this. We have Runick Fountain. What am I doing? Okay, then we'll just pass on that. Can you tell I'm a little bit new to Runick? I'm a little bit new to Runick, if you can't tell. So now we can go draw, standby, main phase. We actually have a lot here, so the IP is no longer protected. So now we can go effective IP to make ourselves an SP Little Knight, because SP is really good. SP effect to banish a card, whatever, doesn't really matter which card, but SP is an interruption. We have we have the trap card. We don't have 3 quick plays. We could, but we don't have it yet. MST to pop a spell trap, and then we can chain this to negate a face-up card. And then this effect will trigger since MST was activated to go ahead and special summon a Radiant Typhoon with a different name. We actually want to special out this dude because this guy is really good in this deck. Now we can go tip effect to go ahead and search and then banish the top card of our opponent's deck, and then search out curses is fine. We actually would have had 3 if I went this last turn. Again, a little bit new to Runick. And then effect to target 2 cards and then shuffle them back to the deck. You still have curses, which is a negate, and you still have flashing fire, which is a negate. And then you can go effect to bottom deck Runick tip, curses, and then draw 3 cards as well, which is pretty broken. 1, 2, up. Sorry. I need a shuffle. Did I not? No. I put them to the bottom, right? Whatever. Draw 1, 2, 3. Oh, not 4. 3, and we drew into flashing tip, but destruction. Yeah, we didn't have destruction, so I guess this is fine. So that's unfortunate. So we have destruction as another interruption as well, and then we can go this effect since it's still on the field to shuffle back 3 from the grave, and then draw another card as well. As you can see, the Runick cards are just kind of fucking going off. They're just drawing you a shit ton of cards and getting you a lot of interruptions with this guy as well. So that's kind of like the idea with the deck that you could do with Runick Radiant Typhoon. Again, a little bit new to Runick. I was probably playing it incorrectly. But yeah, that's kind of the idea I want to go with. Now let's get into our second 5-card sample hand. Alrighty, now on to our second 5-card sample hand using Runick Radiant Typhoon. Did not mean to mill, I meant to shuffle bottom deck that card. Shuffle a couple of times, and then we will draw 5. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My god, why did we draw 2 of those motherfuckers? What the fuck? Stand by main. Okay. So this is kind of the idea. Like, if you just draw this guy with the Runick guys, like, that's still enough for interruptions. Now, obviously, this is terrible because we didn't fucking draw any Radiant Typhoon cards. But we have Fountain, so hopefully we can get ourselves out of it. So we'll activate Fountain, activate Curses to special summon. We'll special out Hugin is fine, I guess. We don't have a fucking other Fountain in fucking grave, so that's fucking solid. Activate Slumber. Slumber effect targeting Hugin. And then Fountain will trigger to bottom deck both of these cards. And then draw 2. Let's hope to God we can draw ourselves out of it. Oh my god, we drew our way out of it. We just don't have any Runick cards anymore now. Fuck, that's kind of a problem. So we're out of Runick cards, so we could have probably special this earlier, to be honest with you. But now we can go effect of Tribute. Thank the fucking Lord. Go ahead and search for Erdam? Yeah, Erdam's fine. Search for Erdam. And then now we can go effect of Karatha. Thank God those Runick draws got us out of it. Karatha effect to go ahead and search out both Trap and MST. There we go. And then we'll go special Erdam. Erdam effect to go ahead and search for Suwin. And then special Suwin. Suwin effect will go ahead and search for... Oh, I want to take a risk. I want to take Trance. Oh, well, I guess we're always getting Trance. It doesn't really matter. Oh, fuck. Okay, now we can overlay these. Yeah, we're locked in the win, so we have to overlay these into, fuck it, Totem Bird. Why not? Yeah, fuck it. We'll go with that. Now we can set this, activate this, and hope to God we draw fucking cards, right? Draw 1, draw 2. Slumber is the worst one, but it works. We'll discard. This is fine, actually, because we have MST. So, yeah, I think that's... No. We'll discard Erdom. No, fuck it. We don't need Erdom. And then... Yeah, just call that a day. We can link it to a win, but I don't think that's really worth it. We don't need a set. We'll just... Oh, we can draw another card. I don't think it's worth it, though. Fuck! I hate Runick so much. Imagine if we didn't draw 2 fountains. Okay, end phase, draw, standby main. So we have this as a spell trap negate, which is pretty nice. I would actually activate Slumber, targeting... Fuck it. Karatha. Why not? And then we banish a couple cards from their top deck as well. Then we have Fountain, Chain Link 1. We can actually Chain Block, Chain Link 2. This guy to special itself to the field. Bottom deck this and hope to God we draw a card. Drew another MST. Fuck. Oh my God. Okay. Unfortunately, we didn't get enough Runicks in rotations, but it's fine. Now we can activate this. MST, chain this to negate a card, and then MST pops a card. We have this, since a quick play was activated, to shuffle 2 cards back, and then now we can hope to God we can shuffle. We have 3 quick play spells. We can shuffle these 3 back. Please, it shuffles, right? Okay, it does shuffle, so I have to shuffle. Shuffle. Draw into a Runick card. No, we didn't draw into a Runick card. That sucks. Okay, so I guess that ends off there. So I guess that's sometimes the problem with Runick is you just don't draw back into the Runick cards, which is kind of unfortunate. But fuck it. That was still like a lot of interruptions. We had Totem Bird. We had this to negate a card. MST popped a spell trap. This bounced 2 cards, which is pretty nice as well. This is protected right now as well. So yeah, why not? We'll go. Fuck it. That was the 5-card sample hand. Alrighty, now on to the third 5-card sample hand. Sorry, as you can tell, I'm getting a little tired right now. But we're going to shuffle up the deck a little bit here and then draw ourselves 5 cards. Okay, let's hope to God we draw insane. 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn, we only drew one Runick card. That's kind of unfortunate. Ooh, actually, draw phase activates trance. Let's hope to God we draw more Runick cards. Why not? Draw 1, draw 2. No! That was terrible. What? Oh, that was awful. Fuck you. Okay, whatever. All right, so standby main phase. We can go... fuck off. Is there another way? No, fuck. I guess we're just not going to see Runick in this game because we didn't draw enough. This is one Runick spell that doesn't really do anything for us. So we'll just special Erdom effect, get into Suin. Their special Suin effect. I wish we could do this multiple times. That would be nice. We don't even need Tribute because we all have all the level 3s in rotation anyways. So I guess I'm getting... No, fuck. We'll get Tribute. Why not? Oh, actually, no. Oh, wait. No. Oh, wait. No. I fucked up. No. I fucked up. This is supposed to search Karatha. That's why. Okay, that's why I fucked up. Search Karatha. So this, special this, search Karatha. Oh, no, this doesn't matter because we need a not Runick's quick play. This has to be the Radiant Typhoon cards. So activate Slumber to special. I really want a special, just in case we draw into something. I really want to do that. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, fuck it. We're going to do that. Effect to chain 1, chain 2, Karatha to special itself. And this will discard and add Fountain to hand. And we'll just activate the Fountain. Karatha effect will trigger as well to get ourselves a MST. We already have the trap card too, so that doesn't really necessarily matter. We search Suin off of this, and then Suin effect will special itself. Suin, go ahead and search. I guess we just search Tribute, because why not? Now we can overlay these 2 into a Totem Bird or Gossip Shadow. Gossip Shadow is probably fine, because we want to draw our way out of this, because the Gossip Shadow is actually really good for that in this deck. Maybe I should have done that in the other combo, but that's whatever. Now we can special this, activate this, search for MST, and then use this effect to special special out our guy. Cool. We get this into rotation, which is nice. We could have summoned another level 3 and then make another rank 3 if we want to, but I kind of want this on the field, to be honest with you. So we'll set this, set this, set this. There's still a lot of interruptions, to be honest with you. We're going to get a couple draws, too. Like, we go draw, standby main. So we have the trap. We're going to do this straight. Oh, we don't have... We have 3, but I want to keep Slumber in the grave, to be honest with you. So we can go MST, target one of their spell traps, destroys it. Chain this to negate a face-up card. And then new chain. This will trigger... We can also trigger this to bounce 2 cards back as well. This will special out the monster negate, which is pretty nice because MST is in the graveyard. So now this is a monster negate as well. Now let's hope to God we draw our way out of it. Shuffle back this MST, shuffle back this, and shuffle back this to draw a card. Please, please, please. Oh, I didn't shuffle. Fuck. That was a good draw too, but I need to shuffle. Sorry. Because it's not Runick Fountain where it bottom decks. I do have to draw a card. Oh, we drew into Flash and Fire. That's really good for us. Now we have another MST and then chain this to negate a card, and MST can pop another spell trap, which is pretty nice as well. Now we have Flashing Fire to negate, or it destroys one, right? It destroys a special summon monster, banishes, and then now we can go Fountain Effect, bottom deck 2, and then draw 2. Let's hope to God we draw more Runick cards, please, please. Destruction works. Why not? Fuck it. Destruction works. We still have this guy effect still, actually. That's actually really good. To change that to draw a card. Drew into Curses! Oh my god! Why just... Fuck. Man, fuck Runick. Oh my god. This is really insane. That was really, really cool, actually. A lot of interruptions off of that. We still have Curses and Destruction as well. That was so cool. Actually, quite a lot of interruptions that we had there as well. So that was the third combo. Now let's get into the fourth 5-card sample hand. Alrighty, now on to the fourth 5-card sample hand. I think I'm going to end it here just because, there's been not that much difference between the 5-card sample hands. So this will be our last one. I know I said 5, but we're going to count it as 4 because fuck it. I just want to kind of end it here so we can talk about our last deck list. Sorry, so no, don't draw a card. I want you to shuffle. Shuffle up first, and then we'll draw 5 cards. Okay, cool. Draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, what a hand this is. Holy shit. Okay, so we're going to go activate Tribute in the draw phase. You go ahead and search for Suwin, or we already have Suwin, I'm sorry. Search for Erdom. Yeah, there he is. Okay, we'll search for Erdom, and then we'll go ahead and, still in draw phase, activate Destruction to go ahead and special first. Special Hugin from the extra deck here. And then Hugin effect triggers. We'll discard this other tribute that we don't necessarily need right now. Go ahead and search for Fountain. Wherever Fountain's at, there's Fountain. And then we can go Runick Tip to go ahead and search for another Runick card, and they banish a card as well. Search for Slumber that can activate turn 1, so that's pretty good for us. And then we'll go... Yeah, stand by me. Activate Fountain. Go activate Slumber, targeting Hugin. And then effect of Fountain. Honestly, we probably should do this afterwards, to be honest with you. Actually, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm actually going to save the Slumber. Not yet. I'm actually going to thin the deck just a little bit here. We're going to special out Erdom. Erdom effect, go ahead and search for Kuretha. And then we'll go Suwin effect, special itself. Search for this dude. There he is. Search for the site Trance. And now we can just link off, to be honest with you. That's actually not bad. We'll just link this off into an IP Masquerena, because I actually do like IP in this deck. Now we can go... Yeah. Now we go Slumber, targeting IP Masquerena, and now we can go Fountain Effect, targeting Slumber, Tip, and Destruction. Bottom deck all 3, and then draw a card as well. And we special Kuretha too, because we haven't. A quick play spell was activated. Did I not shuffle back Tip? Hold up. Did I not shuffle back Tip? No, I did not. I shuffled back this. They're supposed to be the bottom, so I'm actually going to make sure this is like this. So bottom, and bottom, and then draw 3, 2, 3. Fucking insane. Now we can go this effect to search for Trap and MST. We're just continuing to go off right now, which is kind of insane. Now we can go... We haven't normaled. That's actually not bad. We can actually go this to draw 2, because we want more cards. Draw 1, draw 2. That wasn't terrible. I guess we're just going to discard this card, though. We could have made a rank 3. I could have just, like, normal summon that, make it rank 3, but I kind of wanted to get greedy there. So we'll set this. Ooh, we don't have, like, the interruption play, though. That's kind of unfortunate. But, like, this is still, like, fine, right? So end phase, draw, standby main. If it lets me go standby main. Whatever. Let me go main. There we go. IP effect will trigger. Go ahead and link both of these off into an SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight will just banish a card, right? We have this guy, which actually gets us a draw because we do have the quick play spells in the graveyard necessary for this. So we'll bottom deck all 3. Or this actually shuffles. This one shuffles. So I do have to shuffle. Draw 1, 2, 3. Oh my god, we drew into the Phoenix. Let's go. This is probably why you want to play 3 of this, because this guy's very fucking insane in this deck. Now we can go... Slumber. I guess we can use MST, chain this to negate a card, which is pretty nice. And this specials, both of these will special themselves to the field here. And then this effect triggers to add, we'll add MST and this to hand, which is very insane for us. Now we can go fucking holy shit. Flashing Fire destroys a card. Freezing Curses negates a card, and then Destruction to destroy a spell. Actually, we will save that. We'll go Slumber to protect this, and then this will trigger to bounce back 2. We'll also do Runick Fountain effect, bottom backing these 3 to draw 3 cards. Oh, we also could have specialed this. Should have specialed this earlier as well. And this is also a monster negate. Draw 1, 2, 3. Cool. I mean, we already triggered these guys, which is unfortunate. But we still have destruction for next turn. Like, that was, like, still a lot of fucking interruptions, not going to lie with you. Still have SP to banish itself as well, which is very insane. So, yeah. As you can see with those 5-card sample hands, you can see why Runick is actually not that bad with Radiant Typhoon. Because, oh my god, does it just trigger all the big guys. And it's very insane in this deck. So, that is it for the Runick Radiant Typhoon deck profile. Now, let's get into the last deck list. Alrighty, now on to the final deck list I'm going to be showing off today, and that is going to be Radiant Typhoon Goblin Biker is what it is. So basically, the way I think this deck is going to be used, you're either going to play it as a pure deck, or you're going to be basically playing it as a splashable engine in level 3 decks, in this case being Goblin Biker. So basically the idea is you just play 3 Suin, 3 Erdam, and then 3 Tribute, and then this is basically just extenders to get to Goblin Biker Kabanga to help you do combo. Now this is a little bit of a different thing I'm doing. I'm also playing like 1 Karatha, 1 Valrune, and then 1 MST, 1 Trap, and then 1 Trace. That's probably not the correct thing to do. If you probably see other Goblin Bikers list, you'll probably see it as just 3 Suin, 3 Odam, and then 3 of the spell cards, just because they're just extenders, and that's all you really necessarily need them for. But I still wanted to show off that you can still do the what am I trying to say? That you can still do the Radiant Typhoon combo in this as well. Now, also, I'm not playing the other level 3 because you don't really need the other level 3. I'm also not playing the other big guy, the Phoenix dude, because honestly, it's not really that impactful in this list either. I'm just kind of playing the 3 of the good guys, and then one of the guys that you just want to see through combo, but not necessarily want to open up. So that's kind of the idea with the deck. I'm also playing 3 Speedrite Terratop with 1 Takatombor, kind of the same idea as the Suin and Erdam. They're just level 3 extenders to help you play as well. And also, these are wins, so it makes it where Takatombor is a little bit less of a brick as well. And then the Goblin Bikers, I'm playing 2 Charger, 2 Gone Wild, 1 Clattersploder, 1 Merciless. You can probably play a little bit of a bigger package, but I'm playing a little bit of a lesser package just so I can fit in the Karatha and the Valrune and stuff like that. Again, probably not the correct way to play this, but that's just how I want to do it with this video as well. Then we're playing 3 Grand Breakout, which is really good because not only can it special a Goblin from deck, but it's also just a quick play spell, which helps figure like Karatha or something like that as well. I'm also playing 1 Entrance just in case I draw a Breakout. That means Charger can search for Grand Entrance instead as well. And then we're on 12 non-engine as well. So again, the idea is you're just basically using Suin and Erdam as just level 3 extenders to help you get into Kabanga and help you kind of do the Goblin Biker combo as well. But they can still pretty much do their combo as well, depending on what you open up as well. So The extra deck, again, you're playing 2 Gabanga, you're playing 1 Perrin. That actually does come up for a combo that you'll see in just 1 second. We're playing 1 Cicada King, 1 Gossip, and 1 Totem Bird. Totem Bird comes up a little less often in this list, but I still think it's pretty much worth playing in this list. Ashura King could come up in the Goblin Biker list, but it hasn't really come up that much. Fortune Tune and Zeus for the Zeus line, 1 Typhoon, 1 SP, 1 IP, 1 Win. I'm playing Selene and Axico. This is pretty unnecessary, but just in case, you know, the deck's not really locking you. Kraitha is the only card that locks you in the deck, so this is like, you could do it if you get enough bodies on the field. So this is the deck list I'm going to be running with to show the combos with. So again, before we get into the combos, the idea is you're just using Erdam and Suwin as just level 3 extenders for the combo. Again, it's probably not correct for Kraitha or the Valorum or even MST or the Trap in here, or even Sight Trance in here. It's probably just 3 Suwin, 3 Erdam, and then 3 Tribute. But I kind of want to show off that you can still do the combo for Radiant Typhoon if you have the stuff for it as well. But again, more specifically trying to get to the Goblin Biker combo is what this is trying to do as well. So without further ado though, let's get into the combo portion of the video, shall we? Alrighty, now on to the combo portion for the Goblin Biker Radiant Typhoon deck here. Now, we do have a 1-card combo. Surprisingly enough, there is a 1-card combo. Unlike all the other Radiant Typhoon decks that we have looked at, you can actually do a 1-card combo with the Goblin Biker deck, and you'll see why in just 1 second. So I'll be showing off this 1-card combo, and then we'll do 3 5-card sample hands as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the combo, shall we? So the 1-card combo involves Suwin. Suwin is your 1-card combo in this deck. So you just go standby main phase, special out Suwin. Suwin effect to go ahead and search for Tribute. Tribute effect will go ahead and special itself go into Erdam, and then go ahead and special Erdam, and then effect to go ahead and search for Kraitha. Now, in this scenario, this is just to do the Kraitha play. That's why I'm showing off Suwin. Erdam is also a 1-card combo in the deck as well, but that's only to get to Goblin Biker. Suwin is the 1-card combo that gets the Goblin Biker, but also still gets to do the Kraitha line as well. So that's very important to say as well. So now we have 2 level 3s on the field. Guess what? We overlay into Gabanga. Gabanga effect will go ahead and trigger and search for Gone Wild. Now we have not normal summon, so we have a Goblin Biker on field, so Gone Wild can normal summon itself. So normal summon Gone Wild. Gone Wild effect to go ahead and summon out Doug the Charger. Doug the Charger effect to go ahead and search out for Breakout, and then go ahead and do Breakout effect, tributing Gabanga to go ahead and special out the Clatter Sploder. Then go Clatter Sploder Chainlink 1, Kraitha Chainlink 2. Special out Kraitha, and then special back the Gabanga from the graveyard. If I'm not mistaken, let me make sure. Yeah, it targets any monster in the graveyard. It's special summon. It doesn't even negate its effect. Pretty broken. But now we go Kraitha effect on summon to go ahead and search for MST and the trap card here, which is pretty solid, not going to lie with you. But now we can just overlay we're locked into wins, but that's perfectly fine, because now we can just overlay into either a Cicada King or Gossip Shadow. Either one works. Totem Bird would be nice, but these aren't wind monsters. But just make sure you put in the extra monster zone, because that does matter. So now we'll overlay the 2 level 6s into Perrin. Perrin does matter. We'll set 2 cards and we'll just pass. And then end phase, I do Gabanga effect to attach a Goblin. That's not really necessary with this combo. It's just something you could do if you want to. And now we go into the draw phase, and this is where Perrin will come up. Perrin effect will detach the Kraitha and go ahead and special back the Erdam from the graveyard, because you can summon back a level 5 lower monster from the graveyard during the standby phase. And then you make sure you detach Kraitha. You want to keep the Gone Wild in as a material. And then do Erdam effect on summon, since it doesn't negate its effects, to go ahead and search for the Vortex from the deck here. And then now go into main phase. Now you have Gossip Shadow to negate a card, or not negate, but change the effect to draw a card. Now, this is when I was playing multiple Kraitha in the deck. I eventually realized Kraitha isn't worth playing more than one of, to be honest with you. So this draw is just a blank draw. It doesn't really matter, though. And I accidentally draw another card, but that doesn't matter. I put it back. Now we can go effect of the Clatter Sploder, since it's no longer under Gossip Shadow, to detach the Gone Wild from Perrin here, special itself to the field. Now you have multiple chain links. You have Gabanga to target a monster on the field and attach it to this as material. And then you have Gone Wild, chain link 2, to target a card on the field and attach it to Gabanga. It attaches to any Goblin XYZ, but Gabanga is the Goblin XYZ. So you get to attach 2 cards to Gabanga. Now you still have the trap card here. Go MST, then chain the trap to negate a face-up card on the field here. And then since a spell card was activated, activate Vortex to go ahead and special itself to the field here. And now you have an MST in the graveyard, so now this is a monster negate as well. So off of just a 1-card combo, you got a Gossip Shadow, which is 1 interruption. You got Clatter Splitter, which got you 2 interruptions off of Gabonga and the Gone Wild. You had MST, which was a technical 4th by technicality. And then you have the Trap, which is a 5th interruption as well. And then you have Vortex, which is a 6th interruption as a monster negate. So 6 interruptions off of just 1 card there is pretty nice. So that is it for the 1-card combo. Now let's get into the 5-card sample hand, shall we? Alrighty, now on to the 5-card sample hands here. So the first one, we're going to just shuffle up a little bit here. Hope to God we draw a decent hand here. Shuffle up, shuffle up, shuffle up, and then draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, how do I want to do this? A little interesting, I'm not going to lie with you. We drew a lot of engine. Draw phase, I guess we'll go tribute. In this case, we do have to search for Erdom, which is very unfortunate, but that's fine. You know, it still works. Then standby main phase. We'll go ahead and special Terratop effect to go ahead and search for Takatomborg from the deck, wherever Takatomborg is at. If it's in here. There he is, Takatomborg. Cool. Get Takatomborg and then go ahead and special Takatomborg since we do control a wind monster. Now we can just overlay into Gabonga, wherever Gabonga is at. Gabonga effect to go ahead and search. We'll go ahead and search for Gone Wild. And then since we have not normal summon, which is very nice, we can just normal summon the Gone Wild. Gone Wild effect to go ahead and special Dug the Charger here. Wherever Dug the Charger is at, there he is. Special Dug the Charger effect to go ahead and search for Grand Entrance since we already have the breakout here. Now, what do I want to do? This is a very interesting thing I can do. I think I want to link off, go into an IP Masquerena. We can actually do a lot here. Now we can go Grand Entrance effect to go ahead and search. It searches a goblin, so we'll just search for Clatter Splitter is probably fine. Yeah, we'll go Clatter Splitter here. Search Clatter Splitter and then special Clatter Splitter by detaching a material from Goblin by Gabonga. If I'm not mistaken, making sure. Yes. Okay, and then we can go effective Clatter Splitter to go ahead and special back. If I want a special back Gone Wild, nah, we'll special back the Dug the Charger. Cool. And then now we can just overlay these two, go into. We actually are not locked, so we can actually do a lot. Maybe I don't overlay that. How do I want to do this? We can go for like a Shuriken. That's like not terrible. It's a monster negate. That's actually not bad. This is why like Selena Axco probably shouldn't be in here. It should probably just be other rank 3s to be honest with you. I'll just overlay the Gossip Shadow. Why not? And then we'll special summon Erdom. Erdom effect will go ahead and trigger. Search out the Suin special. Oh, actually, we don't even need to get Suin. We can actually get, what's her name? Karatha. Sorry, ignore me. I forget we have a quick play spell in the hand right now. So we can actually go for Karatha instead, wherever Karatha's at. There she is. Alrighty, now what do I want to do? I don't think this was correct, to be honest with you. I'm not going to make this. Sorry, I know I'm taking things back here, but fuck it. I'm going to take this back. I can now overlay all 3 into a Shuriken, which isn't bad. No. This was fine. I think the Gossip Shadow play was probably fine, actually. Now we can go Breakout, tributing. I want to tribute Gabonga, but I kind of want to keep Gabonga on the field, to be honest with you. But I can make another rank 3, which is kind of the cool thing with this hand. But already did the effect of Clatter Splitter, which is kind of unfortunate, to be honest with you. Oh, this is a little rough. I just don't know what to do. Special, that doesn't do anything. Yeah, we'll just tribute this. A little rough there, but now we can just special back. Oh, we have a second. We should have a second Goblin Biker, right? They can summon any Goblin. Yeah, cool. Summon out Gone Wild. Cool. And then do Karatha effect to special itself. And then Karatha effect to search for MST and the Trap card. Cool. That was actually not a bad hand. Not going to lie with you. I'm not playing 2 MST anymore, so I guess I can't search another MST. Well, we're locked into wins, but we're fine. We can overlay these 2 into a Perrin. And then set 1, set 2. Fuck it, why not? Set 3. And this is not a bad end field. We got to pretty much everything with an IP on top of it with Ash. End phase. Nah, we're good. We don't need attached draw. Standby main phase. We have Goblin, the Gossip Shadow to detach 2 to change a monster effect to draw a card. Not bad. We drew a droplet. I wish that was something else, though. Now we can do... Oh, fuck. Sorry, you need to do parent effect. Sorry, I keep forgetting to do this. So parent effect is special. So during the draw phase, you special this and this. I guess this draw would change. Effect to search for the vortex. Now you have the monster negate with Gossip Shadowed, and then you draw a card. We draw into another Ash, whatever. Now we can do effect of Collider Exploder, detaching from Perrin, and now you have Gabanga Chainlink 1 and then Gone Wild Chainlink 2 to attach to 2 to Gabanga. We still have SIP to use this, and fuck it, I guess this is fine. Make ourselves SP Little Knight and then go SP effect to banish a card. Now we can go activate the Storm, activate, and then this can chain to negate a face-up card on the field, and then this will special itself since a quick play was activated, and is also a monster negate as well. And then we still have Ash, which was pretty fine as well. Like, that was actually not a bad hand. That was really, really good. I know I took a couple things back there. I do apologize, but we did do a lot with that hand there. So that is it for that 5-card sample hand. Let's get into the next one, shall we? Alrighty, now on to the second 5-card sample hand here. So I'm going to give the deck just a quick little shuffle up here, and then we will draw 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a lot of Goblin Biker cards, but it does work. How do I want to do this? I can normal, yeah, we'll just normal summon this. So main phase, effective Gone Wild, go ahead and special Doug the Charger is probably fine, wherever Doug is at. Where is the Dugger? Where is Doug? Where's the Doug? I play 2. There it is. Okay, I was like, I know there's one in here. Effect to go ahead and search for a spell trap in Grand Entrance here. And then we'll go ahead and then special Suwin effect, go ahead and get ourselves Erdam. Wherever the fuck Erdam's at. And then, or no, sorry, I'm skipping a step. This searches for Tribute, and then we go Tribute effect to go ahead and search for Erdam. And then we'll special Erdam effect to go ahead and search for Karatha. Add Karatha to hand here. Alright, now what do I want to do? I guess we can just overlay these into a Gossip Shadow. Yeah, I can go... I want to go Gossip Shadow to play around Nib. I think I'm playing into Nib no matter what. I'm going to be honest with you. We have the play around Nib by technicality, so it's like not even that bad. I could just link these off. No, we go into Gabunga. Yeah, Gabunga is fine. Gabunga effect to go ahead and search. We'll go ahead and get ourselves out a Merciless is fine, I guess. And then we can link. Ooh. Special Doug the Charger, detaching because we haven't used its effect as special yet. Now we can overlay these guys into plays if we really want to. Just thinking on which one to do is all. Actually, I think I just link off. I'm not going to lie with you. I think I just keep one of the Chargers on the field. We link it to an IP, Masquerena. And then we actually could have made a Shuriken. That's actually not bad. But now we can go Grand Entrance effect. Go ahead and add... this is fine. Clatter Splitter is fine. Sorry, doing a lot of combos here. Now we can detach another one. Special the Merciless. Merciless effect triggers when it's normal or special summon to special Goblin from hand. It doesn't negate its effects, right? Yep. Special Clatter Splitter. Clatter Splitter effect is special back. Doesn't really matter. We'll special out Gone Wild. Or I guess not Gone Wild. It should be Doug. Doug the Charger. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. Now we can make a Shuriken because we're not locked, which is really fucking cool. Make a Shuriken wherever a Shuriken's at. There he is. First a Shuriken. Let's go. Now we have a monster negate. Okay, this has been like really good so far. Now we can go Breakout. Tribute for cost. Oh my god. What the fuck is going on? Now we can special out just the other Gone Wild that's in the deck here. Karatha effect will trigger to special itself to the field since the quick play was activated. Karatha effect to go and set, or to add. We're locked into wins now. That doesn't really matter. I think we're done special summoning anyways. Add the trap, MST. Overlay these two into this dude. And then set, end phase, No, we're good. Yeah, this is fine. We're not going to do Goblin Spec Draw. Standby main phase. Very insane hand this is. We have a Shuriken, which is a monster negate. We detach the Clatter Splutter, which is kind of... Oh, my God. Fuck. Sorry. Parent effect. Parent effect. Parent effect. Parent effect. Sorry. Effect detaching Kraitha. Special this. Effect to special add the Vortex. Wherever Vortex is. There's Vortex. Fuck, sorry. Do that in draw phase. Then a Shuriken is a monster negate with Clatter Splutter. Then detaching Clatter Splutter. Clatter Splutter effect will trigger here. We can trigger its graveyard, detaching Gone Wild from Perrin here, because this can detach from any XYZ monster, right? Yep, that's cool. Now you have Gabonga Chainlink 1, Gone Wild Chainlink 2, so you attach 2 cards to Gabonga there. Now you can go SP or IP into an SP play as well, which is very insane. So you go effective SP, and you also have the second effect to banish as well. Now you still have the trap, this chain, you know, effect to negate a face-up card. This activates, since a quick play was activated, as a special itself, and then this can be a monster negate with MST in the graveyard as well. A lot of interruptions there as well. So I'm actually going to end it there. I don't think we really need a third 5-card sample hand there. So that is going to be it for the video. I hope you guys did enjoy it. I did spend a long time on the video, so if you do like this video, please consider liking the video. And then if you do enjoy this content, consider subscribing as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next time. Goodbye.